Good morning YouTube, or good evening where you are in the world. Today we are taking a look at CADRIAN, new poison hero. And first of all, a big shout out to B-Flat or Barry Spiegelman for lending us his this opportunity here to try CADRIAN out, because I haven't pulled him myself yet and I still want to show you guys how strong he is, if he is good or bad. And lucky for me, we have this great opportunity here to showcase it for you guys. So let's take a look at CADRIAN. Now, first of all, this is the first time that I actually see this hero here in full model, and I think the artwork is very, very nice. I like this kind of hero. It looks cool, it looks demonic, it just looks, yeah, badass. And I feel like the artwork here is a bit more like the pixels on it is of a higher resolution than some of the other heroes, but maybe that is just me. Just looks a bit better, I think, than the usual standard heroes, so I think that is great. Now, I'm not going to go through the skills because we already know those. If you haven't seen it, then you can go watch the preview video on him. Let's look at the stats that this guy has given him. 52k attack, decent speed, almost 200% mastery, which is perfect. That is how you want to build him. And in a single devour set here. We also need to take a look at his Giselle here, because that is the one we are going to compare it with. And Giselle already we can see has a lot more attack. She actually has 15,000 more attack, but speed looks to be around the same. And decent mastery, decent effective, well, good mastery, right? Because it's the cap on her, and she's also in a half devour set here. Let's just take a quick look at his echo here. Yes, he has the 4-star echo. That is very good, and 5-star versatility aura on Giselle. Now let's go take a look at CADRIAN. He has his own echo. I would advise getting one copy of this echo and then getting it to level 30, because this one will give you 48% attack. It is huge, very, very much needed on him. So I love these echoes here where they have the attack rate as the main stat. I love to do those, like the Vasily and the Lance one. I just get them to 30 because 48% attack is a lot of attack. Now, obviously also Giselle is 180, level 180, and CADRIAN here is only 150. So I would also suggest leveling him up to 180. I think he deserves that, but we will see in the test, right, if he is so strong that he deserves it. Now, if he can, let's just check the aura, or advanced hit aura, okay. If he is able to do any decent damage compared to Giselle, that will mean that he is definitely worth using all your resources on, right? Like BT mats and stuff like that. Because let's face it, okay, if he can be just anywhere around the damage of a limited hero like Giselle, with these kind of stats here, which to be honest might be some of the stats that you guys that are watching this video think are either high or maybe it is around your level. For me, on my own account, I will probably get him to around 60k attack or something like that. I like to get my damage dealers to that, and then if they get more than that, it's fine, right? But let's test him out. Let's see if he's faster or slower than Giselle. He is slower than Giselle. We will see if it's gonna be a problem, because he is exploding some layers of dots as well and stuff like that. So let's go test him out, man. Where can we test him? Let me find the place. All right. So just took a sip of my coffee, sorry. Now, obviously, the first nice test place would be Wuthering Coast. That is kind of one of those places where we can always test heroes, right? Because we know what we get and we know what we have. So for me, a team here in this team would be something like these guys here. And then you want to have some kind of speed buff. So you could go with Penny, or you could go with a Freud. I think we should try with the Penny, or maybe not, because she's also applying poisons. I think we will have too many poisons. So Freud might be the go-to guy. And then we're going to put a poison pet here. And we're going to go and make a team. And I'll just tell this guy here that he should always prioritize S4, and the reason for that is because he's exclusive 3. Once he have the evil hex buff stacked up to a few layers, or to max I think it is, then he's gonna in theory, and we're gonna see if that is what happens. Just gonna cast his S4 and his S2 all the time, but we want to prioritize the S4 then, right? So we're just gonna set it up like this here, where we will put the Poisonous Cyclone here, Wind of Opportunity, like that. Start out with that, and then Freud can do whatever, right? Let's see, do we have any healing? We have some healing. Okay, let's see what happens, guys. Should we do it on skip here? You know what? Let's just see him in action. Actually, want to see his casting animation first of all here. Let's see how it looks. Okay, he's gonna have his turn in a minute. It's gonna go now, I think. Willa first, and then he comes. Okay, looks nice. He also exploded the poison thing, so let's go check his damage. Actually, before we check the damage, you know what we want to do? I want to just see how quickly he can stack that evil hex buff. How fast it's gonna take. Now, we've had, like, it's still boss turn number 1 here. Which is kind of funny, but we've taken around 20 turns. So I'm just gonna go and check his evil hex debuff here. Could it be this debuff here or this buff here? I don't know. Or is it a debuff maybe? It's not a debuff. It's not a debuff. So it's a buff on him, but I don't really see it anymore. Could it be this one here? Maybe. Maybe. Let's see if it goes up, okay? Let's see if it goes up. It's every time that the allies has applied 10 layers of it, and I think it just went up with 1 there. So I think that is how it can go to 20. So it takes some time actually for him to ramp it up. It does take some time for him to ramp it up. But let's see if it can go to 20, then that is the one, okay? Be right back. Okay, so we are back here, and I think it's gonna go to 20 stacks now. It's boss turn number 6 out of 20 here, and it is stacked to the max now. Now, they could have used another icon in my opinion. This one just looks like normal poison one, right? How would I know that it's this evil hex here? You can also see that like these 2 icons are almost the same, right? I don't know. Maybe they should have found another icon other than a purple version of the red one here. It just looks like a poison that is purple. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. You can see this one here is the same, just as a blue one. So anyways, let's see if we just take the auto off here and see if we can do the S4 plus the S2, if that is what is going to happen. Let's just see. Can I get my turn, please? So we get all of the counter attacks here. Now, I just want my turn on him, please. That would be nice. Thank you. Can we get our turn? Thank you. Let's see. Why do they have so many? Okay, now let's put it on 1 here and do the S4. And let's see if he follows up with a S2 as well, right? Rain of Toxic Spear. And then, yes, and then he does the Poison Thunder thing, right? So that is definitely, he's just gonna spam S4 and S2 at this point. And since the layers cannot go down, it's just gonna be every turn of his, he's just gonna spam that S4, S2, S4, S2. Also because it's gonna reduce the cooldown of it. You can see here that now he already have it again. And that's because of his passive thing, so that it actually reduces the cooldown of the ability with 4, and it already have a 4 cooldown, so he can just spam it at this point. Okay, that's pretty nice. Now let's go check his damage. Okay, so we're back here. The fight is done. This is the damage. This is the damage in the Wuthering Coast. And you saw the stats before the match here. You saw that Giselle definitely has like 15,000 more attack than CADRIAN. She also has 50% more mastery actually. But even with that, you can see here that he is actually doing more damage than she is. So let's just click this one here a few more times just to see how strong he is. He is definitely doing a lot more damage than she is. And remember that Giselle has her own echo at 4 stars. She also has a 5-star versatility aura. And I also noticed that she had the Bloodshed Arcane Gem. So at a 1-star, right? So she's definitely getting some extra damage. This here looks very, very good, I must admit. Very good boss damage. It does look like it would be very nice for the Uli boss as well. The thing is that he is replacing Imakado. He's not trying to replace your Giselle. That's not the point. He is replacing Imakado with the poison up buff. So we can try put Imakado in here and see the difference. Right, so just a moment here, we can do that and just put him out and then take Imakado in if he has an Imakado. Does he have an Immercado here? He has one down here. Probably don't have too much stats, but just to see the difference between the two. And you can clearly see the difference here. Immercado is not even doing 1 billion damage, right? So he has power crept Immercado for sure. Okay, let's find other places for him. Now, if Infection app is here, if you are here, you can always do like this here and just you can solo this, right, with the Giselle. With the Giselle, this is possible to just solo it if you have her as exclusive 3. Let's see if CADRIAN can do the same. Okay, he cannot do the same, but he is healing a lot, right? So he is healing a lot. So, but let's see if he can carry maybe some randoms. I don't even know if these guys have any gear on. So, but let's just see if this works. Okay, it doesn't work. Let's remove this guy and put in Liz here to see if that works. It doesn't work. Okay, maybe they don't have any gear. Maybe they don't have any gear then. I don't know. Let's just do like this here and see the difference between the two. And you can see here that obviously she's doing AoE damage, right? So probably carrying that run there. But we'll find other places to try him. Alright, the Poison Rift is actually open today, so that's a nice one. I can see he's stuck here on the Panda stage here, which is the annoying stage. It is super annoying stage here. Let's see if we can get through this here on skip. We cannot. So that would probably take some min-maxing and also getting like inside the game here to target the Panda, but I don't really feel like doing all that work, right? Like I hate this pack here. I don't know why they don't nerf it. Like I'm stuck on my main account. I'm stuck here with 4 factions or 4 of these tags here in different levels, right? It's such a hard level, man. Okay, be right back. Okay, I'm back here. I can see on Guild Boss 7 he is doing the Guild Boss in 10, but he's doing 8.5 million damage. Right, let me try and see if we can cook a team here. So I tried Guild Boss 7 here with him, and honestly I think, first of all, he's not getting the buff because Giselle is the one with the most attack, right? So we can't really test if he's strong on Guild Boss, right? My intention was actually that we could do like we do with Vasily, but we can't really do that, right? So we would need to pair him with someone here that could help us stay alive or something like that. But if we go with Ansi, then he also has more attack because the CADRIAN in this build doesn't have a lot of attack, right? So we could go with someone like Erato just to see what happened and see if he gets the... I actually think Erato might have more attack, but I don't know. It doesn't look like he's too strong in Guild Boss 7, to be honest. Right, then there's only one place left, and that is PvP here. This is Classic Arena, and I'm using a CC team just because I want to see against that enemy team if you can do anything. Let's see what happens here, if you can do anything here. So we do have the enemy, they have a lot of crowd control immunity like Mirroring Jing, and Tierlists is immune, obviously the other ones are not immune, so technically we should win this one here, but we will see what happens. Okay, now I just want to see if he does any damage at all. I didn't want to fight against the Marie team because that is obviously a team that he won't really do any damage against, right? And this is Classic Arena, so it's kind of hard to find opponents that doesn't use Marie. But then we can see that something exploded and something happened. I'm not too sure actually what exploded there. But let's look at the damage here. Okay, so we can see that Giselle is doing a lot of damage. AoE damage, obviously. Don't really see him doing that much damage, to be honest. He's healing a lot though. And I know, okay, his stats are not as good as Giselle here, but still, if you look at the damage comparison, it's kind of weird, right? It's kind of weird. So, but let's find another team that we can showcase it against. Maybe this one here. Let's try one more here. Now, they have a Panda and a Mirroring Jing. They are actually immune to CC here. We still managed to CC some of the other guys. Now, if we are winning this fight here again, then what I'm going to do after this is just try him in a team that's not a CC team, just to see if we can kind of see him doing some damage, right? Because it looks like Giselle is just going to carry the CC team still. But the good thing is that he's buffing her with a lot of poison damage, so that might actually be something that is worth it. you just don't get CADRIAN to do the damage, but you are helping Giselle with getting a lot of damage in, right? And here I think we are dying now because of that Erato one. Why didn't we die there? I thought Erato would have killed us. Maybe it's a weak Erato or something, I don't know. Normally we would have been GG for sure. For sure, yeah, I was just thinking if there was any cheat mechanics there, but we didn't really use anything. So let's try find a team. We're gonna try against this team up here with this one up here. Okay, that looks interesting, this team here. But I'm gonna find a team where we don't use the CC team for it. Okay, so I'm gonna try this team here, and the idea is actually that he's the only damage dealer here. So hopefully we can, if Lance doesn't kill me or proc the Erato, we'll see. We might not be strong enough to survive that, but my kind of thinking was that hopefully Nikki gives the buffs to him in this fight here, and we can see if he can do some damage or kill something or do something, right? Because it's kind of hard to see in the other one when the CC team is just seizing people and Giselle is just nuking everyone, right? And here I think maybe Hanya and Apsara just killed everyone. Yeah, Hanya. Hanya is just strong, isn't she? You can again see here, he didn't really do anything. We could probably remove him, to be honest. I think we could have removed CADRIAN here and just used those 4 guys there. And we would still have won the fight with just those 4 ladies. That is kind of crazy. Not gonna lie. Let's see if we can find someone that's not Marie. There's a non-Marie team here. Let's try this one here. And we might have to remove Hanya if it's 2, but let's just try one more here and see if he can do something, right? We just want him to get a turn. I want to see if he can do any damage here. Now, Kalana is proccing something. It looks like she's proccing something damage on the enemy team here. Let's see if we can do something here. We should get the Kalana AoE stun here in a minute. Let's see, and then it should be his turn. Actually, we want to put the... You know what? We're gonna take the auto off here so that we can use the S4 here. Now there's like no enemies left when he gets his turn, but let's see if we can nuke. Let's see if we can nuke the Nikki here, right? Let's see. He actually killed Nikki there through the she had the shield, she had the buff actually. The what's it called? Divine Faith or some whatever, a fate buff there. So it's kind of interesting that he still killed her. Like, it looks to me like he did so many attacks that one of them or something of maybe the explosion of the poison killed her when she was under that threshold. That looked pretty cool, right? Let's try and find more people. Okay, so we have found some more interesting teams here. Now, this one here has 5 limited heroes. And I'm using, well, obviously 2 limited heroes here, but let's try that team and see if there is anything here that works, right? Let's just try it. Let's just try and see what happens here against these 4 limited heroes. The Giselle, on the other hand, and the Felicia might kill us, but let's see what happens here. So everyone is getting stunned on my team. Can we get some cleanse? We need the Apsara to go now, please, and then we need the Nikki to go. Nikki goes, cleansing everyone. Apsara goes, and Hanya goes to stun some of them. And now we can see if he can kill someone. Let's take the auto off here. And let's see, he should get his turn now. Yes, it's his turn now. So who should we try to kill here? Let's try and kill. You can see Giselle actually has 2 of these up here. It doesn't look like Felicia has the buff actually. Obviously this is on manual, so now I can choose who I want to kill, and I can see that Felicia doesn't have the buff. So I can just try and kill her. I can also try to kill some of the other ones, but let's just try to kill her. And she's gone now, because she didn't have the buff, right? So that was kind of cool to see that he can actually just one-shot people, even with his stats. You saw the stats at the start of the video, right? And it's not the best stats in the world, so... But let's see here now, we are getting scaringly low on health here, and I think we're gonna lose here to the Giselle. We should probably try to kill the Giselle. Okay, he just killed the Giselle there, but then unfortunately he died to something, maybe poison dots or something. You can see here he does some damage, but yeah, it's probably gonna take some time for people to figure out which kind of team he would fit in. Obviously the CC team is the obvious choice. I'm just trying him out in other teams just for fun, right? Because I want to see if he could do something on his own. But obviously you want to use him in a CC team, right? So we can try like something like this here also with another poison damage dealer and see if that is gonna do anything. You can see he would take no damage from that milk cube burst here in the beginning, and then comes Giselle, she nukes everyone. And our dude here, he's immune to CC from the beginning of fight, right? And now he should actually follow up with a nuke here if people can stay alive. Let's see. Okay, he did kill the Ratsu then actually. He did kill the Ratsu, so we have to remember his single target damage, right? It looks kind of low here, but he did manage to one-shot the Ratsu. So he is doing more than we think, but clearly he's not the kind of main damage dealer that you want in your team. For PvP at least, but he has so much else to offer, and I think in a CC team he's offering like all the buffs and stuff like that for Giselle especially. It's very, very nice, okay? So I think overall this hero is a great hero. I like this hero, I want this hero, but I also think that my conclusion is that I'm gonna wait until, you know, the week before the limited hero. We get to know kind of the stats and the skills on the limited hero on a Tuesday, and the banner is still going there, so I can decide at that point, do I want to use my pity thing on the new limited hero on CADRIAN, sorry, and potentially miss out on an exclusive 3 on the limited hero, or do I just want to play safe and go for limited hero exclusive 3, right? That is how I'm going to do it. I appreciate it to being able to borrow this account here. I think it's a nice account, nice stats, and I had a lot of fun testing this hero. Hope you guys found this video helpful and in deciding what you want to do. If you want to put this hero, maybe you guys saw something in this video and you thought, hey, that is a lot better and a lot stronger than what I have at the moment. So for you, he might be the best. Also, if you can't get the exclusives on the limited hero that comes, it might be better to just get CADRIAN, right? Because most of the limited heroes, they aren't really that usable if you can't get them to at least exclusive 2 or 3. That is just how it is. But these other guys here, like CADRIAN, you can always just use your Dragon Eyes on him and build him slowly, okay? Have a nice evening, guys. Have a nice day. Cheers. Bye.